This is a car I've really been anxious to try. It's the 2025 MG Cyberster. Have a look at it. It's got the roof down at the moment, but it's absolutely beautifully designed, and it does remind me of a lot of the MGs of the past. The TF, you know, those early, the 50s, the 60s MGs. The MGB, and that last one, was it the MGF? I can't remember. And they seem to have gotten this one exactly right first time, at least on the outside. I've popped the bonnet to see what's on the inside, and we have, what do we have? Nothing. No, it's just to access the fluid. So storage, is not big in this car. There's under 300 litres in the boot. Come and have a look at that. The back of this car's filthy because it's a convertible, so naturally it's been raining. Just push this and open that, and you can see the boot is actually a reasonable size for a car of this type, because normally they just stop here at this wall. Like the Mustang, this is the front bit of the roof. It's hard and it's metal. Unlike Mustang, it's got some flappy bits here that unfold when the roof goes up, which means that the gubbins are covered. But you can see a little bit of the roof down there. That's fine by me, so long as it's automatic and so long as it does the trick, I don't mind. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't leak. We've had nothing but rain. The doors are scissor doors and they're power operated. They swing up out of the way, and you can control how much swing that has. You can program it in the infotainment system so that if you've got a very low roof at home, this won't go up all the way. Because as you can see, even though it's right up, it's still well and truly in the doorway. You can use the switch up top if you want to close it, or there's some mounted just here. There's also the two down on the dash. But stand out of the way when it's closing, it gets cranky pants otherwise. The first problem is that every time I slide in and out, I'm rubbing this leather seat. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I rather suspect not long. I'm going to plug my phone in to the Apple CarPlay. Then I want to start with the car itself. Every surface is beautiful. There is no nasty plastic anywhere. There's a couple of little bins here either side of the center console, some fairly discreet vents, and 4 screens, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a little thing that watches the driver. This is my view. I can't see half of that screen and half of that screen. And I think that's because when this car was developed, I've seen photos of it with a yoke, which made far more sense. You've got the mode paddle to change your drive modes, Super Sport because, well, you have to have Super Sport, and this bizarrely is to activate the auto steering, which is the cruise control and highway assist system, and that shows up just here. And when it's bright white, it's about to be switched on, and when it's green, it's active. This screen has many faces, so you can do the seating, for example, and the driving, and every time you get in, you've got to go to MG Pilot and switch off the overspeed audible warning. This is the rather complicated but beautiful gear lever, the door switches and roof switch, and some clever cup holders that can make the console flat if you wish. And inside the center console are the USBs. Now that's the only way that you can connect to the infotainment system. A Bluetooth obviously, but if you want to connect to Apple CarPlay, you've got to use those. There is a 12 volt as well, but of course that's in the boot. In a car like this, obviously you've got to save space. So we've got some one-touch buttons here for the 360-degree camera, which is over on this side, and to be honest, it's not the best of quality. But all of these things are really hard to use on the go. Anyway, let's get on with it. Now let's talk some stats. It's $115,000. Comes with a 77 kilowatt hour battery. Now, with the roof up, there are a few blind spots. There's a rather naff engine sound. The steering is just delightful, and you can change that. Oh, looks like we're about to get a little bit of rain. Whoa. Let's put the roof up. You can put the roof up at up to 35-ish kilometers an hour. There we go. It's much quieter too with the roof up. So, getting back to what I was saying, 77 kilowatt hour battery with a range allegedly in the 400s, early 400s. That's what it had when I picked it up. I've got 49% left with 194 kilometers. So, and I haven't been fanging it. The power output is absolutely extraordinary. There's a 150 kilowatt motor at the front, a 250 kilowatt motor at the back. Together, they add up to 375 kilowatts. Yes, I know that's not what it actually adds up to, but that's what MG says it adds up to. Someone made a comment online about they didn't see how a nearly 2-ton car could be a sports car. To you, I would say this does 0 to 100 using launch control in 3.2 seconds. And I think that is more than enough to qualify this as a sports car. I know some of you disagree. Some purists hate sports cars unless they're V8s. The one thing I did notice was that the acceleration in Super Sport even is not neck snapping like it is in a Tesla. So you have to use that launch control to get that instant torque feeling. Now I thought this would be a little sloppy in corners, a little wallowy. In very tight corners, if you do hit a bump, there's no hiding the heft, and you do feel like you're being pulled off center. But every single EV, including EV sports cars, is the same. If you're wondering where I am, this is the Royal National Park with the Sea Cliff Bridge at the end of it. Don't tell me this isn't fun. Don't tell me that this is not how this car would be used. And don't tell me that it's not sporty. It's the tightest MG that I've ever driven. Some of the entry-level models, there's no doubt they absolutely feel like entry-level models. It certainly isn't in the same league as the uber luxurious Lexus LC500 or an Aston Martin or any of that kind of thing. But if MG had continued to produce those lovely little coupe dash drop tops from the 50s, this is what they would have come up with. This is 21st century motoring. This can charge at a maximum of 144 kilowatts. Doesn't mean you'll be charging at 144 kilowatts. Would you believe in the last several kilometers I've actually added 5 kilometers to my range? It's because it was mostly downhill and the regeneration was capturing that energy and putting it back into the battery. But I can't tell you how pleasant this is. I can't tell you how beautiful it is to drive through the Royal National Park in an open top car at this time of the year. late autumn. The other thing I forgot to mention is my driving position. I've got the seat down and the back as far back as it'll go, and so as I can fit my feet under the pedals, I've got the seat back as well. It's not quite as low as I'd like because obviously the battery's underneath the floor. And that means with the roof up, my head's still that far away from the top of the roof, but that's where the top of the windscreen is, level with sort of this bit of my cap. But what this car proves is that you can still have fun by going around corners at the legal speed limit. The tyres are excellent. The suspension, as I said, double wishbone at the front and multi-link at the rear, and it makes the car feel mostly good-mannered. But I want an EV. I demand an EV. I want an EV to satisfy my green urges. Now, I know there's lots of you that are going to say, oh, lithium, blah, 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 blah. You couldn't have cared a rat's ass about lithium until it came time to oppose EVs. Because if you're going to oppose EVs, then you need to get rid of your laptop and your mobile phone and your electric shaver, anything else that you've got that is portable, because they all use lithium batteries. If you're not prepared to give those things away, then you're just a stinking hypocrite, aren't you? No matter how many times I cross this bridge, I never get tired of it. Bit of history on this. There was a road along here earlier that preceded this bridge, and it, like this which is clinging to the cliff, it too clung to the cliff and came out about here. And one day during a terrible storm, the cliff fell away, taking the road with it. It's all down below us somewhere. And now they built this bendy bridge. And there's some of the road just there. And there was a competition to name the bridge. And this kid came up with Sea Cliff Bridge because sea, cliff, and it's a bridge. Can't say fairer than that. So we'll be using our gratuitous Sea Cliff Bridge shots in our film, as well as some studio film that we've shot. And last but not least, the highway stint. The MG Pilot is steering me quite happily. Seems to be doing a good job. Although I did notice every now and then it wanted to slow down a bit, which is slightly annoying. I love this car. I'm only 2.8 kilometers from my destination. And to my huge surprise, it's been going up more than it's been going down. I still have 136 kilometers to go according to this, and 29%. That's it for MG Cyberster. I love this car for all its faults and foibles. It does what it says on the box. It's fun, it's expensive, it's blisteringly fast. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.